Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So today we're taking a look at a 10.5 inch portable display from a company called WIMAXIT. So I have already unboxed and begun testing this particular display, and so far I'm really impressed with what I've actually seen. So obviously I have already done the unboxing, so let's take a quick look at what you actually get in the actual package itself. Okay, so taking a look at the unboxing experience, not much to say here. Very plain packaging, just a white box with some protective foam to keep everything safe in transit. You do get a USB-A charger along with it, so USB type A, and this one obviously being a 3-pin for the UK. Putting the monitor aside for just a second, you do get some customer service card as well as the cleaning cloth just there. You also get a charging cable, so USB-A to USB-C. As well as that, you also get an additional USB-C to USB-C cable for connecting directly to any devices. Finally, you get the HDMI cable, and this is, I believe it's a mini HDMI to full-size HDMI. So it won't work with digital cameras, but it will work with a lot of other devices. And the final thing in the box is the stand that it actually comes with. Initially, I couldn't actually figure out how to get this out, but you do just pull on that back tab and it will actually open up. Taking a look at the screen itself, as you can see, it's very thin, very light, and the screen has a decent sort of anti-reflective coating on the front. You do have some controls on the left hand side, a scroll wheel and the headphone jack, and at the top you have the speaker cutout, as well as on the right hand side, similar thing, and then you get 2 USB-Cs and a HDMI on the right hand side as well. And this is a quick look at everything that you actually get in the pack. Okay, so taking a look at the actual monitor itself, as you can see, I have it connected via USB-C, just a single USB-C cable directly to my MacBook Pro. And essentially what I've been doing is using this as a secondary monitor, and it enables me to actually have my normal Explorer window open on the actual external monitor, and I can actually run Final Cut Pro full screen and not have to actually keep switching whenever I want to add any more content. So the functionality of having this super portable, very light, and pretty decent quality in terms of the actual picture itself. The reason I'm using it as just an Explorer window is because I don't necessarily trust the colors that are actually on it, and because of that, obviously what I can do is make use of the extra real estate that the external monitor gives me without having to worry too much about what the colors will actually look like for any type of rendered video or picture for thumbnails and things like that. So just taking a quick look at the actual display itself. So it is a 1280p display, so it does have both USB-C as well as HDMI import. The HDMI, I believe, will be a mini HDMI, not quite a micro as we get on my Sony a7S III camera. So this is more for any external devices that do actually make use of mini HDMI. And the USB-C, you can actually, initially when I first unboxed it and I first connected it up, it does come with a power brick and as well as a USB-A to USB-C cable in order to actually power it up. So I was kind of worried that you wouldn't be able to just connect directly using the USB-C, but thankfully I believe the MacBook Pro does have Thunderbolt ports, so that does mean that you can actually power the display directly using just a single cable rather than having to then run power as well, which obviously would kill on the actual functionality in terms of the portability of this whole setup. So currently I have a laptop bag and I can literally put my MacBook Pro, all of my accessories, any cables, any docks, any dongles, those kind of things, as well as this monitor and its stand into that one laptop bag, and I can take that, and basically it's just a super portable setup that I can actually use anywhere. Okay, so I did actually test out the speakers on the device. It does actually have stereo speakers, as you'll see from the imagery. However, I wouldn't really recommend using these for anything serious, to be perfectly honest. They're not that loud. There's virtually no bass at all. It's just a very tinny sound. It does have a headphone jack, and obviously you can make use of that. However, whenever you're connecting this to something, in my case obviously with my MacBook Pro, it's got Bluetooth built in, and generally I'm going to use either my AirPods or my AirPods Max with it, so the sound itself isn't really too much of an issue. For me personally, everything that I've done with this particular monitor has more been about the extra functionality, the extra real estate, the extra space it gives you, just being able to connect up. Now, because of the connections, you can also connect this directly to mobile phones. So if you do have an Android phone that uses USB-C, you can literally just connect this directly to it and sort of mirror your display. The display itself does have quite a lot of menu items. So if I just hit that, and if I just scroll through, as you'll see, there are quite a lot of functionality in terms of different modes. And what you also get is you almost get like performance modes that actually boost up the saturation and basically the picture mode. So if I just come in and we come down to this particular one, so at the moment it's on standard mode. So as you'll see, once I switch through, that's performance mode. This one is FPS mode, so this is obviously for gaming, and then you have RTS mode, and then it goes back to standard. And basically what I would probably use it in is the performance mode, and that just gives me the best picture brightness and everything to be able to use this whenever I'm doing anything on my MacBook Pro. And it's bright enough. If anything, it's probably a little bit too bright at the moment. I probably need to fine tune those settings, but what it does do is generally I'm going to have a browser window open. So if I just move a browser window over to there, as you can see, it means that I can actually see it nice and clearly without having to sort of focus in too much. I did have to drop the resolution down a bit because obviously once it's scaled a 10 or 1280p picture on this sort of size screen, the text is very small, and also the sort of folders and the imagery is also very small as well. So I did have to scale it down a little. So at the moment I believe I'm using it at maybe 960p or something like that, the equivalent of that scaled. However, the sharpness and everything of the displays is still fine, where I can actually sit the same distance I sit from my MacBook, and it's more than usable. It's really clear. I can read everything in exactly the same way, if not a little bit too bright, as I do have my MacBook Pro set. So yeah, from that point of view, it's I wouldn't say anybody really needs to worry about it not being bright enough. So yeah, that was my first look at the WIMAXIT 10.5 inch portable external display that was sent out to me for review. Being completely honest, I'm really impressed with this, and this is something that I'll probably end up using every single time I'm using my MacBook, which is basically every single time I edit one of these videos. So for the price that it's actually listed at, I believe you can also get some vouchers, and I will have a link in the description below for the actual item itself directly to the store. The store, I believe, is andycine. That's the one where you want to actually get it from, because they're the ones that actually sent this out to me for review. If you use the link below, occasionally they have 5% off, sometimes they have 10% off as well. So you might be able to get it a little bit cheaper, but as it is for the price, this is something that I would probably happily pay that sort of price for it. And basically, yeah, I can highly recommend this product to all you guys. Anyway, that's it for this particular video. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe and also hit that notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I upload any new videos. And also I really appreciate if you give this video a thumbs up. And until the next one, thanks very much for watching.